Hey, hello, and welcome, you guys. You know what? I came in to talk a little bit about some of the psychic kids that I have out there. Right now, I'm actually probably only working with about a half a dozen. They're located all around the country. I have them in Texas, in Hawaii, in Sharpsville, Pennsylvania. They are all over the place. A lot of you have psychic kids, paranormal little antennas that are picking up what's going on around them. Some of these kids have been able to see and hear and feel spirit since they were born. Some of us lose it for a while. It may come back for them. It may not. Either way, I ask you to not encourage too much or discourage too much. Kind of take a middle of the road with your kid. If it's something that they're seeing and hearing, let them know that you understand and that you kind of are with them on it. Okay, just let them know you're behind them. Okay, don't automatically say, "No, that's not Uncle Joe that you're talking to." Don't discourage it. You may want to discourage it around company. People will think you're, flipping nuts. But a lot of you have kids that can see, hear, and feel spirit. Now, the first thing you're worried about is, what if that is a bad entity that is trying to talk to my child? And it's possible. Rare, but it is possible. If it is a child that is trying to, make their attention known to your kid, chances are they're stuck here. They're earthbound. Something tragic happened in their life or in their passing, and they're choosing to remain behind for some reason. Maybe just not able to find their way. Spirit's in the room because my nose is itchy. Okay. So it just could be somebody that's kind of caught here. Now, at some point, your kids are going to be developed enough that they can actually tell those spirits that are around them, "Hey, go away. Don't bother me. I'm in school." I was one of those kids that was distracted by spirit, constantly looking out the window. I could see things, not necessarily apparitions, not necessarily bodies, but I was seeing stuff. So you may have one of those kids kind of, may get distracted easily. So they can tell that spirit to go away. Don't bother me. You're not allowed to. Okay? I want you to empower your child so they are not afraid of what they're dealing with and the gift that they have. So teach them how to protect themselves. Very much like you would teach a child to protect themselves against a bully. Speak up about it. Stand your ground. You don't have to back, especially with dealing with spirit. You kind of have to let them know that you are in charge, okay? So your kids are going to become actually very confident, courageous kids. All right, and it'll come in time because once when you deal with dead people, you can deal with anything. All right. First off, one of the things, a lot of kids get scared. Let's just say, for example, as they're learning and going through different stages and different phases of their own development, they may be afraid to go into their own bedroom or another room, the basement. You may have a playroom in the basement. You may have a place in the attic. Those kids are naturally empaths, and they're going to feel if something's not quite right. Is there somebody else here? They may not want to go into those rooms. I'm going to give you a couple little exercises to give them on how to handle some of that stuff. One of the things they can do is get them a bell. If they're going to walk into that dark room, let them take that bell, ding-a-ling-a-ling, and it's kind of like chasing away the bad energies and welcoming in the protective energies with that bell. Ding, ding, ding. Churches use bells for a reason. The Catholic Church, when part of the Mass, the altar boy rings the bell, and we take our closed palm and we tap it over our heart as they ring that bell. That is to welcome in and bring in a loving energy, and that's exactly what that bell will do. It will help them clear, if there is energy, it will help them clear whatever negative energy may be there. Now, if you have a house with kids in it, yes, you have negative energy. Kids are letting off that steam all day long. So as a parent, you need to be able to get some sage. This happens to be a little sprig here that I was using earlier. And sage the house for them. It's not real safe for kids to do that because there are a lot of hot embers. If you are doing any smudging or saging yourself, always carry some kind of receptacle under it to catch those hot embers. It is not going to do you any good to burn down the house chasing off energies. So always be careful with that. Saging and smudging will neutralize the area. Not eliminate it completely. It will help neutralize some of that energy for those kids. Another thing is a spray bottle of water. Some kids actually see those physical apparitions and they kind of feel like they need a little bit of protection. You can put a couple drops of holy water in it. You don't really need it. It is just another one of those little exercises for the child to be able to take some control back, to feel like they're able to do something to protect themselves. If they're walking down the hall to the bedroom and that's the scary place, let them carry that spray bottle. You know, put it on mist. Don't let them saturate the house with it on the stream spray. But it is a way to empower them so that they don't feel like they are powerless with this gift that they have. Let's see, what else? One of the other things too that works for adult psychics is sometimes when we go out in public, if we are, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but in certain planetary aspects, when things line up absolutely straight and perfect, not so much for us, but for the situation, we have a hard time protecting ourselves out in public. Maybe a big crowd with tons and tons of people. It could be the energy of that crowd, but sometimes we just can't protect ourselves completely. And a good way to do that is with a hat or a headband. Cover that third eye up. Some people, it is very much a habit for them to wear a hat. They don't feel protected without it. Whether they're covering up a bad hairline, or just an all-around kind of farm boy that wears a cap all the time, it's protective. You know, it's keeping a lot of that constant bombardment of energy out of and away from that third eye. So you can wear a hat or even a headband or a bandana. I'm a biker. Wear that bandana, and you know what? I notice that when I do, it does. It helps kind of protect and block out that third eye receiving all that input. Let's see, what else can I bring up for you guys? Hang on. Okay, I got my notes here in front of me. I had to grab them. One of the other things you can do for your kids too to help them combat what's going on with some of that energy, make sure you cut out the caffeine for them. That is going to stimulate their nervous system. They're going to pick up what is going on around them, and automatically there's going to be kind of an anxiety or anxious kind of feeling to go with it. So eliminate caffeine if you can. Something else you can do to help kids stay grounded and stable is let them take place in martial arts. A lot of control and restraint is learned in martial arts. It is not about beating somebody up. It is about conquering yourself. Excellent. If your kid is feeling like, if you think they're psychic, if they're an empathic, martial arts is wonderful. Also, let them teach them about how to get grounded outside. Earthing. It's called earthing. Take your shoes off, get in the grass, get in the dirt, go ahead, get in the mud, man. Let them squish up between your toes. Let the kids do it. They're literally discharging negative energy, and they don't know it. I didn't know it as a kid. We're discharging that negative energy, having fun, raising a little hell there, and discharging that back to Mother Earth. Mother Gaia is the only one that can take that negative energy, transmute it back to positive light, positive love. Another thing they can do is learn a protective bubble. I always use this for my kids. I teach them to bring in a protective bubble, and before they go out to the school bus. You know, they're leaving the house. They know that they're going to get bombarded with some of that energy that's going on around with the other kids, with spirit or energies at school. Teach them how to put on a protective bubble. Let them, when you talk to them about the bubble, give it as much detail as you can. Pick out a color, okay? One particular case I had, this was an 85-year-old woman, and she had multiple personality disorder. And as I was talking to her, one of the other personalities came in, and it was of a 6-year-old little girl, 8-year-old little girl. And I asked her to pick out a color of her bubble, and she said she would like purple. And then we started picking out the other colors and the swirls. You know, bubbles just aren't all one flat color. They're swirly and they're iridescent. So she picked out her other colors. And then I asked her to pick out a fragrance. What do you want your bubble to smell like? Because I want your kids to get all of this in. Every little detail they can give that bubble. It's kind of a self-hypnosis technique. The more detail you give it, the more energy impact it has. So she happened to pick out the purple bubble, and she wanted her bubble to smell like grape bubblicious. Hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. Little boys can pick out a turtle shell kind of thing or chainmail, you know, but you still want to build a protective bubble around them. Let them describe that, pick it out. And there's going to be times throughout their lives they're going to want to change that up, okay? The other thing is, too, I don't want you to forget about prayer. Calling on your divine deities, whoever it is that you particularly believe in. Call in the archangels. Call in Jesus, the Holy Mary Mother, Holy Mother Mary. And you know what? I'm not being, just briefly here, let me switch you around, see if you can see her. She is who graces, not doing this very well, getting too far ahead of the light there, but you can see her back there on my wall. She is who I call in for a lot of my work and my protection. So don't count out prayer either. Prayer is very, very valuable. Whoa. Hang on. My notes took off. And the other thing you want to let the kids know too is the more bummed and depressed they are, the more spirit may bother them. So they need to get a little better, get happy about things, you know. Forget about it. Don't let it eat them. Don't let it bother them. Teach them to, you know what, if spirit is kind of bothering you, change your attention, direct it towards something else, and just let that go for the time being. So there you have it. There may be about 10 ways there to help protect your psychic kids. I hope that helped. We're getting ready to go into Halloween right now. The veil's getting thinner, and more kids are going to be seeing, hearing, and feeling spirit. All right, you guys, I'm going to let you go here. I never leave you, that I don't bless you with love and light. See you soon.